Then I started hearing the stories that Emeka was telling around, that he took care of me, took care of my mother, and my secondary school education. Colin sent me 1 million naira to send to Emeka so that he would shut up. Emeka sent the money back to me. I remember making fun of him. I should better collect the money because it will help elevate him from poverty. Jesus. Hello, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm sure you were just wondering what happened to me on Sunday. On Sunday, video was ready, I edited it, everything was fine, and then boom, the source file was mistakenly deleted. It affected the edited video, so everything, we lost everything. I was like, me, I will not be moved, I will not be paid. It was painful because it took a lot of work trying to edit it. It takes me almost a whole day to edit these videos. Then all of a sudden I've edited and I wanted to upload, and then the video just went, the source file went missing. Guess what? Today is my birthday and I'm so excited, and I was just like, okay, let me just put up a video out there because it's my birthday and I just want to celebrate with you guys. This is a special video from me to you because it's my birthday. I just want to thank God for another year. I'm so excited. God has been good to me. I cannot even deny it in any way. God has been wonderful in every way. And so I just want you to help me thank God and say, God, we thank you for the life of Bussy. Yeah, that's all I want. I'll just go straight to the story because, like I said, it's my birthday and I have so many things I still want to do, but I just said, you know what, this video today, I will do it. I want a birthday gift from you. Guess what I want? I just want you to send a link of life stories with Bussy to your friends. Send like 10 friends. Send like 20 friends. Yeah, that's what I want for my birthday. Just send these links to people. Tell them about life stories with Bussy. Just tell them, oh, we know about this lady. Today is her birthday and we just want you to take a look at her videos. That's all I want. Today I'll just go straight to that story that I told. That story pained me because I'd put onions, pepper, Maggi and everything added to that story. I'd put a lot of hard leaves, a lot of pepper, Maggi, curry, and all of a sudden the video just got deleted. It was painful. The story was sent to me by a lady and all she wanted to do was to share experience with people. The video is very instructive for young people, young people who are seeking to get married and things like that. This video is very instructive for young people. It came out looking like a Nollywood script, like something that I'd seen before on TV or something like that, but I'll just go straight to the story. The lady goes, hello Bussy, I stumbled on your program recently. The story you told last week of the woman who abandoned her children reminded me of myself. What was the woman thinking, you asked? My answer will be that we suspend our brains. She's saying that women who abandon their children willingly, like the woman who did the upper week and with what she did, she feels like those women temporarily suspend their brains. I don't know whether you think so. When the story is over, you will tell me whether you agree with her that women who do these things temporarily suspend their brains. Because these kind of things don't make sense, but it happens. Women do it. This is for young ladies like me. Not everything that appears attractive or valuable at first glance is actually as good as it seems. My name is Anita. I am 25 years old. I've seen life in this my short years of existence. I have seen abject poverty and seen riches. My father abandoned my mother when I was 4. I had a baby brother who didn't live to be a year old just because of poverty. Bussy were poorer than the church rats. To feed was a problem. But I've always been a beautiful girl, naturally fair, and somehow I always got someone who offered me food back in our village. Emeka, my first boyfriend, was from the same village. He was working in the city and he would visit from time to time. My mother liked Emeka. He bought things for us. Emeka was a helper God sent to preserve our lives. Emeka didn't have much, but he managed to make sure that we're all right. I was in school. He provided for everything I needed in school. After my WAEC exams, my mother died. Emeka came to my uncles to ask for my hands in marriage, and they consented. They were aware of our relationship. I moved to the city with Emeka. Emeka encouraged me to sit for JAMB. I did twice, but I failed both times. I got pregnant and I had a baby girl. I later convinced Emeka to let me learn hairdressing, and that's where I met Philo. Philo was a typical runs girl, and every day she would show up with things our men friends bought for her. She dressed more stylishly than all of us. Her phones were always expensive. She knew everything about social media. She was our go-to for everything fashion, style, and even current affairs. Philo started telling me that I was wasting my beauty. She was always like, if she had my kind of beauty, she would be married to a billionaire. I told her that I was content with Emeka and that I would always be grateful to Emeka for taking care of me and my mother and seeing me through secondary school. When Emeka met Philo, he said Philo was going to be a bad influence on me, but I remained friends with her. Now, my madam who owned the hairdressing school also had a bar where people came to drink and relax. Every evening when we're going home, we would see men park their cars and go in to relax. Philo called my attention to a certain man who was always staring at me when we are going home. One day as we're going home, the man parked and called on us to come over. I didn't move near him, but Philo did. The man told Philo he liked me and that he wanted my phone number. Philo jokingly said that I was a village girl and a JJC and didn't have a phone. The man collected Philo's number. Philo started talking to me about him. The man, Collins by name, had given her so much money and promised her more if she was able to convince me to date him. Collins started sending things to me: clothes, shoes, phones, laptop. Just think about it. Philo made me understand that Collins was single and that he really wanted to settle down with me. I reminded her that I was married to Emeka with a child. Philo argued that my marriage to Emeka was just an arrangement and that I could have a better life than I did. It was looking like that, even from the little things that I'd already gotten from Collins. So I started daydreaming about what my life would be like if I was married to Collins. I knew that I hated poverty, and Emeka didn't look to me like someone who would make the kind of money Collins had in zillion years. There was a time Emeka traveled to Aba, and I mentioned it to Philo. She said it was a good time to meet up with Collins. After much persuasion, I agreed. We didn't go to work that day, and we went to Collins' house. His palatial residence took my breath away. The interior of his house was nothing that I had ever seen in my life. It reeked of uplands, exotic cars parked in the garage. If you see the food they served us that day, Collins took us shopping and he spent so much money on us. I got back home and I tried to compare our face me, I face you house of 16 rooms, 1 toilet and a bathroom with Collins' house. It didn't make sense to continue to believe that one day Emeka would give me that kind of life. It was the kind of life that I wanted for myself and my children. Collins kept calling me to tell me how much he loved me, how he couldn't do without me, how he couldn't breathe without me. He checked on me every time, asking if I'm eating, what I would like to eat, what I would like to have. Just think about it. It was so sweet. Hey. When Emeka came back, he was shocked to see me with new clothes and with the new phone that I had. And he could tell that something was happening. Emeka asked where I got the new clothes and the phone from. I lied that it was from Philo. He told me that I had to return all those things to Philo. I told him that I wasn't going to do that. He said that he knew that Philo was going to affect me negatively. I didn't listen to him. I started to look down on him. I compared him to Collins and he fell short. That was when I realized that he was an illiterate and that he was going to be a clog in the wheel of progress. I started misbehaving. Emeka didn't know what to do. So he went to my uncles who summoned me. I went to my village with Collins who had plenty money to throw around. Billionaire, Oye di Kashi. Hey, Collins the billionaire. My uncles ruled in favor of money. They said Emeka had not paid bride price, so I could change my mind. Only one uncle told the truth, but his lone voice didn't count. Emeka came back from the village and approached Philo to beg me. Philo told me about it, and we both made fun of him. I decided to leave Emeka, but he didn't allow me to take my baby. Collins assured me that when we were settled down, that it would help me get my baby from Emeka, and that was a lot for me because I knew that he had money and that he could throw money around to make sure that I had my baby. Then I started hearing the stories that Emeka was telling around, that he took care of me, took care of my mother, and my secondary school education. Collins sent me 1 million naira to send to Emeka so that he would shut up. Hey, what is it that money cannot do? Emeka sent the money back to me. I remember making fun of him. I should better collect the money because it will help elevate him from poverty. Jesus. Anita, you tried though. I went to live with Collins and he said that we have to move into another house. The house that we moved to was far away inside the Ekpe axis. I had everything at my beck and call. Collins bought me a car which I used to pepper people on Instagram and Snapchat. He bought me gold, clothes, shoes, but he never gave me money or put money inside my account. He said that I didn't need it. He gave me his card to spend whatever I wanted. I did a lot of showing off on social media in my first year of being with Collins. Anita, hey, you were one of the people suffocating the poor. You were one of the people that did not allow the poor to breathe because you were peppering them with all the things that you had. Now, wow. The year after, I got pregnant and miscarried. I suffered more miscarriages, and when I wasn't even healed from the miscarriages, Collins would jump on me again. Once I tried to stop him, he beat me blue and black. Then gradually all the gifts stopped. He cloned my phone and stopped me from getting on social media. I couldn't even reach out to anyone. He had stopped Philo from seeing me a long time before then. I was living in plenty, so it seemed, but I was empty. I tried to run away once, but he and some guys caught up with me and he took me back home and beat me up and forced himself on me. I retired to being a prisoner in his house. I was locked up in a room and I was served food twice a day. The 4 years I lived with Collins were the worst years of my entire life. Freedom came in 2020. Collins died. I just knew that the person bringing food for me didn't come for 2 days, so I was surviving on tap water from the toilets. Then some men came to the house to lock the gates. I saw them from my room, but I didn't know what was happening. But when I saw them locking the gate from outside, I started shouting. The men came in to rescue me and asked who I was. I told them I was Collins' wife. They looked at themselves in a funny way. Long story cut short, Kevin was married with 4 children. His family lived in Germany. The house I was living in was one of his many properties in Lagos. I later learned that he needed his own offsprings for yearly sacrifice. And he needed a naive village girl to get pregnant for him yearly for that purpose. I was the perfect candidate. I was released to nothing. The most shocking thing, when I tried to trace Philo, they said that she had gotten married 2 years before. I went to where Emeka was staying. One of the neighbors who remembered me told me that Emeka had eaten big shortly after I left and that he had moved out from that place. One of the boys in the neighborhood gave me his new shop address in Alaba. When I got to Emeka's office, he didn't recognize me at first. And then he realized that I was the one. And then he allowed me into his office. On his table in his office was the picture of his family. Philo, Philo, their twins, and Hada, my daughter. Imagine who Emeka ended up with. Philo. I didn't know what hurt more. The 4 miserable years I spent with Collins, or the fact that Philo was married to my Emeka, the same man that we insulted together. Emeka saw my reaction and said Philo gave her life to Christ and that God impressed on his heart to marry her. When Emeka called Philo on the phone that I was in the office and that Collins had died, I could hear her asking what I wanted from Emeka. Emeka called a friend who knew someone who ran a rehabilitation center and they took me in. I got admission into the university in 2022. I got sponsors from the rehabilitation center. I haven't seen my daughter because Philo said I can't. Philo said that the child already knows her as a mother. They left the child as a baby. So the child grew up knowing Philo as a mother. Emeka sends me money sometimes. We don't talk often, but for now, there's a calm. I don't know what to do about my child yet, and I don't even know if the court will see me as a responsible mother. I don't blame Philo or Emeka. I don't even blame poverty. I blame myself. I have started my life all over again, but I don't know what the future holds. But I'm older and wiser. I just want young ladies to know that not all that glitters is gold. And cultivating contentment can lead to a more fulfilling and happier life. It helps individuals find joy in simple pleasures, appreciate the relationships they have, and reduce the constant craving for more. Like I said, this lady wrote in because she just wanted us to know a story. She wanted young people to learn from her experience. She's learned her lessons are learned, and you can see that she started her life all over again. I want to say kudos to people like Emeka. Emeka definitely is a fantastic guy and is a consistent guy. Anita knows that if she had just been patient just a little bit, she would have been married to Emeka today and we wouldn't have this story. But I wish her all the best. It's going to take a lot of convincing to get the court to give you that child because you abandoned that child and Philo started taking care of the child, and so the child knows Philo as a mother. So that's that. It's interesting that it was Philo that Emeka ended up with, and it's so interesting that it was this Philo that pushed you into those things, but it was now Philo that sorted out herself and ended up with Emeka. Imagine, what are the odds that Philo will end up with Emeka, the Philo that Emeka did not like? Things happen, and that's why I said it sounded like a Nollywood story to me. One of the things I just want to say is that people should stop comparing their lives to a social media post of somebody. Don't compare. Do not put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Let everybody that are preparing themselves, let them continue to prepare themselves. Take a look at this lady. She was doing a lot of peppering up and down, but the Shege Pro Max that was waiting for her was waiting for her. And look at all the things that she had to go through because she chose money over real love. Money influenced that decision, and she ended up with somebody she shouldn't have ended up with. One of the things that I will say to people: stop comparing your life to another person's life, especially on social media. People create content for social media. Before people come, they look good, all nice and everything. They look at the best part of their house, stay in the best part of their house, and generally come up, speak English, make you look as if they are living the best lives. Some people have even graduated to going to rent private jets, going to rent space inside private jets and things like that, just so that they can pepper people on social media. Don't compare your life to another person's life. People will not show you 24 hours of their life. You know, a couple can come on social media and be doing lovey-dovey, and for all you care, they might have just fought before they showed up. And you say, oh, I tap into that. Couples goals. Hey, stop tapping into the things that you don't know anything about. Stop comparing your life to the lives of people on social media. You don't know me. The only thing that you know about me is that, oh, Bussy comes and she tells us stories. You don't know me. You don't know the struggles I've been through. You don't know the demons I've wrestled with. You know nothing about me. The only thing you know about me is what I want you to know, is what I present to you on social media. And then you think that you can fly with that and just assume that, this Bussy, she must really be living a good life. Oh, I want to be like her. How did you know? Your neighbor bought a car, you know, and it's a big car, and you start to run up and down because you want the same kind of car your neighbor bought. You don't know whether it was loan that your neighbor used to buy the car, or whether it was dash, they dashed your neighbor the car. Even people who do reality shows do not show us 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year of their life. They just create content. All the things that you see on social media are created contents by people. Stop comparing your life to people on social media. Do not put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Everybody is going through one thing or the other. Do you get? I want to thank Anita for writing in. I wish you all the best, Anita. Guys, what do you think? I will be in the comment section. Do not forget that I said today is my birthday, and for a birthday gift, I want you to share the link of these videos with your friend. Do not also forget to comment. Comments are very important. Till next time when I come your way again, my name remains Adebusola David. Bye.